G'day everybody and welcome to Dog Shadow Gaming, the channel where we live to game and game to live. As always, we're playing some more Warhammer today. This is Total War Warhammer 2 and we are playing the long-awaited Ikit Claw. Basically the Vermintide this is. This is the Skaven faction lord. I love him. He's amazing. Ikit Claw is, if we couldn't get Thankful, this was the guy to get, and it's really, really good to see him in there. I'm so excited. These guys are your warpstone addicted drug addicts. They're megalomaniacs. They're always right and everybody else is wrong. I love them. They're so thematic, so much fun. They're my favorite race in the Warhammer Fantasy universe. I've got to be honest with you, I love them. So let's go through it. We're going to play a legendary campaign. This is a new campaign for the channel. We're going to do legendary Ikit Claw in Skaven Blight for Mortal Empires. Very hard battles. Yep, this is it. That's all it. So we'll be into it right after this. Welcome back, guys, and let's have a quick rundown of what we are going to be doing here today. Gain access to Clan Scry Forbidden Workshop. This is a good fun toy, adds a lot of depth to the Skaven. I love it. Research rate plus 20, amazing. That's going to be really good. Loyalty plus 2, very, very good for Skaven, as this is a constant problem, especially in Legendary. Construction cost minus 40, that's really nice. Nice little buff there. Start the campaign with a Warpstorm Doom Rocket. Now, the Doom Rockets are loads of fun, and they really help to balance out the early sort of crappiness of the Skaven roster early game. Upkeep minus 50 for Warlock, Giselles, Rattling Guns, Warp Fire Thrower, Weapons teams. Very, very nice. This is going to allow us to play a really, really cool, very thematic mid to late game. You're going to love it. It's going to be just loads of firepower. Recruit rank plus 2 for all Skaven weapons teams. Very nice. We start with a Doom Flayer. These are great at just mowing down troops and keeping them engaged while you use your weapons teams to wipe them out, basically. Rattling Guns, good at slowing things down, smashing units, really, really good. Like Warp Fire Throwers, but a little bit more longer range, and I think a bit more effective. Warlock Giselle really good at sniping lords and taking stuff out from long range, which is all about Clan Scry. As I said, we're going to legendary, very hard. Skaven Under Empire, this is a new mechanic that's come into the Skaven. It's really, really cool. I'm loving it so far. Warrens in any settlement, undermine your enemy progress, or hide in plain sight while growing your own empire. Food is always a problem with the Skaven, so that's something we'll have to deal with. And then Skaven Corruption, of course, for our menace from below. Let's get into it and get started. The Chief Warlock of Clan of Scryer is back in Skaven Blight, following another of his secret stealing tours of the world. Ikit Claw has returned to be given the position of Chief Emissary of the clan. The Bionic Tinker Rat has only one plan on his mind, however, to bring an apocalypse to the world beyond Skaven Blight's swampy borders, aided by the most infernal custom-built weapons ever devised. So this guy is the mad genius of Skaven Blight. Skaven Blight is one of the wealthier clans. I think they're only second to Clan Mulder with Hell Pit up in the north, just because they sell all the rat ogres and the Hell Pit abominations and things. But these guys have all the fun toys, and they mix magic with, well,
Supreme
sort of steampunky,
Warlock Master. Your knowledge of science and sorcery is unsurpassed. This is your chance to experiment and make the world your playground of diabolical weaponry. Perhaps the Astalians could be your first test subjects. They may well be harboring a wealth of warpstone, and will surely offer little resistance to a carefully aimed doom rocket. To the north, the Bretonnian dukedoms fight for honor and chivalry. Yet they have a soft underbelly, which could easily be exploited by Scryer's Under Empire. Many greenskins dwell in the mountains north of Tilea. They do not know it yet, but both they and the Tileans could prove useful fodder in furthering your research. Your workshop awaits you, my lord. Let the power of Warpstone be felt by all through the explosive experiments of Ikit Claw.
Alright, Skaven Under Empire. Skaven can lurk beneath any of the settlements, ruin growing their empire, either occupying regions or establishing a unit under cities beneath them. Left undetected for too long, their malevolent scheme can result in hordes of vermin rising up. So that's basically the new mechanic, and then you got Forbidden Workshop, which is the other new mechanic, and then you got food and Skaven Corruption as normal. Okay, so let's have a quick look at that. This is the Forbidden Workshop. I'm sure you've seen lots of videos that have gone through this, so guys, I won't go through too much. Basically, they're upgrades for the new units and some of the old ones. And they cost food and warp fuel, so you've got to be careful of that. Now, as you go through, they give you extra upgrades, so it's really cool. So it's a really cool upgrade. Now, we've got to sack 2 settlements, obviously, to start off with, and that'll get us 2 grand. Now, something that you really want to get going very, very quickly. Level 3 is where you start to get all the cool toys for Scryer, right? Where you start to get the good stuff, and you can really start to be a force to be reckoned with. So the first thing you've got to do, especially in Legendary, is to rush level 3 as quickly as you can. This is very, very important. And so this is the only start you're going to do first turn. Get this guy going. He gives you Ferocious Plans, Income Generated +8, Growth +20, which is really important, and then Casual Rate. You're going to be having a lot of Skaven slaves at the start, so you are going to want them to be getting refilled as quickly as possible. So you want that casualty replenishment rate, and we want to get to level 3 so we can start putting in the cool, fun toys. Straight off, what I would possibly do is pop him in here. He's going to give you a bit of a boost, and he also helps later on to boost all of these units, firing, speed, reload. You do start with a non-aggression pack here with Kazrak, so just be aware of that. He will come down here and destroy Tabara if you don't do it yourself. This first mission is fairly simple and straightforward, so we'll play it real quick and I'll just show you the new teams. Now, one of the things about the Skaven guys is the things you've got to watch is public order, right? Food. Those are the 2 big ones at the start, especially because they're basically ticking time bombs on both of you. And there's lots of things that are put in front of you. Oh, just buy this or just buy that. And you don't realize you're spending food. So you're not spending money, you're spending food. And food is very important. So we're not going to gamble this 20. If it's over 20, I tend to leave it. We'll start deployment. Now, the other thing that is really important with Ikit Claw's campaign is magic. You're just going to be throwing magic down constantly, all the time. So just be aware of that. Skaven slaves should be used as fodder. Make sure you do that. And this one, we're barely even going to use them. We're just going to pop you over there. These 2, we're going to put them on top of the hill to give them line of sight. This is really important with Clan Scryer. Lines of sight and using raised hills and bits and pieces over your main line. It's very important to be able to shoot over them. And it's good just to take a bit of time and check your positioning. Also, be careful that you put them on target guard, otherwise you'll find them running after things that are running away. Skirmish mode is also a good one, otherwise they will run away from things that you want them to shoot, which can be very irritating. We're going to put this here, we're going to change this line a little bit. Hang on. Come on, Belth, get it right. There we go. There we go. Alright, so that's a bit better. They're just protecting. We're going to throw these guys over here if we want. We're going to put out... These guys are going to do a bit of heavy lifting for you. They are really, really good at mucking up lines and just putting out damage, really. We're going to pop Ikit Claw down the front there. He does have a warp fire thrower. It can be pretty good. It's not like, oh my god, you can decimate something, but it is pretty good. I'm going to pop you there. As I said, a lot of your battle damage is coming, the heavy lifting is coming from magic spells and bits and pieces. Now, we do have the Doom Rocket, but we're not going to use it here. It's a bit of waste. We're going to use that later on. You can see already the Giselle's having that line of sight and the range are just into it straight away. We're going to have them focus on the commander unit to get them to break as quickly as possible. As soon as these guys come in, they're going to focus as well. Going to move the flayers forward. Now that's our line here, so we kind of want to engage around about here. This first one, he doesn't have any archers, so it's a pretty easy battle for us. We have the superiority of firepower. That's pretty damn good. Nice. We're going to want to take out that spear unit. And move forward there. Yep. Gonna stop him here. There you go. That's sort of a slowing. It does damage as well, but it's mostly slowing. 12 seconds on this one. This one's ready to go. We're gonna, while they're stopped, we're just gonna hit them with that. A little bit more damage here. That's good. Just pile in on there. He's gonna start, yeah, just shooting away there. And they're pretty much ready to break. Charging the slaves, they'll do the job. Okay. I think that unit there's about to break. These guys are doing well. They're cleaning up here. As you can see, it's not much of a fight. And that's it. And pretty quick little display of their power. Not too bad, as you can see. You know, if you get them in the good line of sight, and this is Clan Scryer, up and down. It's all about line of sight. You got to rush to level 3, get your plague core catapults, get your warlock Giselles, and start really setting up extreme firing lines. Think of them a little bit like the Pirate Coast, or sorry, the Vampire Coast, or the Dwarves. And the difference is obviously that the Dwarves have a much more tankier front line. But your firepower exceeds the Dwarves, to be quite fair. It's pretty intense. But you've got to be able to just keep stuff away from you. So I'll show you how to do that. It's good fun.
Victory!
Okay, we're not gonna bother with this, right? Can set this up, it doesn't cost you anything, but you don't want to leave. You want to try and take these guys out as quickly as you can. So we're just gonna take that like that. It's cool, we got some warp stone there, or warp fuel there, I should say. Straight away, we're gonna go route marcher, of course. That's your first. Just with him, mate, or guys, I should say. You want to. He's got his top line. So there's a couple of new things. He's got a Mount Doomflayer. I honestly wouldn't bother too much with this. It just, you know, buggerizes all his stats. So there's really not a lot of point to it. The Doom Wheel's good. That's at level 15, but you got to make a decision on whether or not you want that, because you've got in these two lines. This is concentrated flame ammunition, increased and anti-range, missile damage, but that's only if you're on foot, right? He is pretty good on foot. Jetpack is also for being on foot. So if you plan to go here, don't spend points in here. Obviously, it's a waste of time. Top line, pretty standard. Warp token, sneaky, trickery, fairly standard. Now, here's where it gets fun. Power overload. So cooldown costs for spells. So again, remember the warp lightning. Really good. Warlocks +3, very nice. Capacity +1, very nice. Chance to get more warp fuel is great. Again, if you want to keep him on foot, this is great. Recruitment for Doomflayers, again, not too bad. And then a Vortex, which is nice. Power armor resistance +8. Retractable, you know, basic standard melee. You're probably not going to do huge melee with him. Armor +20, missile resistance. He is that +40. Great for sort of top end fighting dwarves. You get that armor piercing damage, and then you get a bit of replenishment. So this line is pretty good. They're all 1, which is great. Warp Lightning is something you're going to want to do pretty quickly. You're going to be using that a lot. Musk of Fear you're going to be doing very, very quickly if you can. And then obviously Inspiring. Those are your first sort of starts. And then you're going to go into probably Blade Master for more ammunition and engineering skills. Ancient Cunning is really good too. Just gives you opportunities to set up ambushes and bits and pieces. And Skaven are really good at ambushes. He's got a non-aggression pack with you, so you don't have to stress too much about him early on. We are going to want to not be wasting any time. We're going to be wanting to recruit as quickly as possible. So we're going to get those 3 going there. We basically want to take out Estalia as quick as possible, because Tylea will build and become a pain in the bum. They've also got pastures here, but the problem here is you want to get over there as quickly as you can and get into a battle with them. This is the issue here, right? They start off already with a fairly significant amount of troops, and very quickly they're going to build. So if you can get in there very, very quick, you might be able to take them out. You're going to need Menace Belows pretty quickly to take out the mortars. That they are going to do a lot of damage to you. The other side of things is by the time you kind of get over there, you're only going to be able to do so, you know, realistically only be able to recruit so many troops to take it on. The Doom Rocket is good and can open the gates for you, but if you use it to open the gates, you then can't use it as effectively to take out lords and other bits and pieces. So there is a tactic to it, and I will show you how you get that done. You are just going to be outnumbered. And the problem is, although they blob up, which is great, it's hard to get them. So we won't do that straight away. We will go after Estalia, which is a little bit softer target. We'll take that out first, and then we'll go back to Tylea, and then move down to Zartosa. Once we've got the bay, we'll then move into Bretonia, and then the real fight begins with the Wood Elves. Obviously, they're a ranged faction for the most part, and pretty slippery. Low armor though, so all that armor pierce somewhat wasted. But the legendary campaign, so basically you got to take out all the Wood Elf and the Bretonians. That's pretty much what you got to do, right? And oddly, you've got to take out Zartosa. Now, don't stress about Zartosa early on because they're kind of Chaos aligned. They're not Chaos aligned. She's anti-Chaos, but they're, you know, they're the bad guys. And we're the bad guys, so they'll mostly leave you alone. Where you're going to have the problem is if you don't take out Estalia fairly quickly, they're going to start attacking you, and Tylea will definitely attack you around turn 10 to 15. They're going to start attacking you. You're not at war with them yet, but you will be. So something to bear in mind. Straight away, we're going to be pushing growth. The big thing with Skaven Blight is it can be quite strong and is quite good, but you need to rush to level 3 to get all of your goodies. That's very important. So, we are going to fix this, however, because that'll give us a bit of cash. And as always, guys, I'm going to be removing the turn timers so you don't actually have to sit through the turn timers. Excellent, guys. All right, let's get into this. I'll see you after the turn timer. Okay, welcome back from the turn. Over the turn, we finished our Skaven Blight Rattling Warrens, and we've got a right unlocked. So the right that we have is this one here, Food Generation Growth, which is all good, and it will help us to rush to level 3. However, at the moment, what I need to do is we need to get... We need to get going, so we need to recruit as quickly as we can.
Enemies track.
Because we're going to need to storm those walls. So that's 1 turn, you got 2, and then you're moving into 3 turns. By that stage, as you can see, they've already got an army going here. So you have to be as quick as you can. I'm going to get Ferocious Plan started as soon as possible. And because we've spent the cash, what we might actually do is pull back to here. It's 2.9. I think we need 3k for that one. So what can we do here? If we go... This will cost us 3k. It'll bring us our recruitment cost down 25% to give us growth, and it'll give us that. We need...
Where are my schematics?
We need the units, don't we? As quickly as we can. But we also need the growth. That's important.
Skaven Blight's greatest, best inventor.
Right, so what we'll do is we will go with this. Get the food, get the growth, get the public order, and the recruitment cost. Normally I do that. Now we've got 955 here, so we can now get more of these units.
Yes.
Right, and then we can also get another one of these. Okay, moving through. I'll see you after this turn. Okay. Alright, so we had Ambusher discovered, Raiding to Burrow, Winds of Magic changed. Okay, cool. And then technology. So we've got our first technology going, so let's go back into our technology. We're going to go to Driven by Hunger, recruit rank +2 for clan rats, income from post-battle loot. Excellent. Then we'll run down here and we'll get our... Because basically what you're going to do is, a little bit later on, is you're going to get basically a Skaven slave army. They're very, very cheap, and they just add to give you fodder, which is really, really good. Now we do want to get moving here. But remember, he has 2 units here, so we do need to recruit a little bit more before we head out. So we're going to go 4 more of these guys. That'll take us to 20, and then we can get moving after the next turn, which is nice. We're at 720 here. 1 more turn, and we'll be able to start putting some bits and pieces in here. This is all doing just fine.
contraptions.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's it. After next turn, we're going to race over here. We're going to start to attack the Thailands. Now, what we don't...
A good flay to die.
Where are we? We're +2 food. Okay, so we can afford to upgrade something if we want to. Thinking maybe perhaps we upgrade the Doom rocket. Will cause additional damage over time, so that's not bad. That's a good thing to do.
Make teams better.
What does this do? Bonus versus infantry +8 for Doom Flayers. Charge +15. Randomly cast Warp Lightning in melee combat. Causes minor magical damage. Strong versus multiple combats. That's cool. Obsidian Alloy. Weapon Strength +12 for Doom Flayers. +10 for Doom Flayer units. Not too bad. Attribute Vanguard Deployment. That would actually be pretty cool. Vanguard Deployment would be nice for Doom Flayer units, because you can't hide them. That's the only thing. They don't hide in bits and pieces. So you can do it, but bonus versus 8 for infantry would be nice. Costs 3. It's going to cost us 2 of those. I feel like we should probably do this up a little bit. Okay. +8. Yeah. Either that one, or we put chemical on the
Build, create,
Doom rocket, which is
kill,
also going to be pretty helpful. Or we can do the weapons teams, of course. That gives us ammunition. We'll get that fairly quickly from our guys.
Ikit's flayers are best.
Yeah, let's do this. Cool. All right. Cost us a little bit of food, but not too bad. We're still doing all right. We're recruiting. Everything else is good. All right, I'll see you after the next break. All right, guys. We got a population surplus in Australia. Okay, cool. Ambush discovered. Construction, we're done there. We got a level, which is nice. And we can go to level 2 here, but I think we're gonna... Got our 20 now, so we need to start moving.
Run, rats. Go, go, go. Progress, yes.
Here we go. Let's get...
Skaven blight, see many, many worse.
We're gonna get the... What does this do? So... Overcast upgrade, so you can overcast it. I think we'll probably just leave it as it is. We might do Death Frenzy, that would be nice. Reduction time for artillery, relay reduction for missile infantry units. I think that's a good one. We'll go with that one. That's pretty much, you generally want to go straight across the top line. That's the done deal. Right, here we need this, because this gives us our plans, and we need this one because it gives us a bit of cash happening. That's pretty important. Those are the first 4 you're really going to do. As I said, we're going to try and get this to level 3 straight away, and then we move into this. It costs about 5-4, so we can get more rattling guns and bits and pieces, have more firepower. Here, in our next turn, we are going to be invading the Thailands as quickly as we can. We're going to hit them straight after this. We're going to use the Doom rocket to break down the gates, and then we're going to try and overwhelm them as best we can. He does have mostly troops here. It's a pretty small garrison, so we'll be able to do that. And that's really it, guys. We basically want to take this out as quickly as humanly possible, or Skavenly possible, and then come back and guard against Magliano as much as we can. We're going to get this up as soon as possible. We got clan rats. I mean, you got a couple of poison wing bombardiers and some night runner slings. Nothing amazing defending our base there, so we've got to be very careful of that. We do have walls, but we're just got to be very careful. That will grow. We're also going to get our plans happening soon. So Clan rats will gain there, and then we'll jump into more clan rats, and then we'll go down here and get our Skaven slaves buffed up a little bit more. All right, next turn.
Eat them like soup.
Okay, turns over, guys, and our Skaven Blight slave wheel has been completed. That's really the only thing that happened in the turn timer. Now, let's get in there and get this battle happening. Now, what we can do is we can we can wait one and get a battering ram, which will help us to open the gates, or we can just use the Doom Rocket on the gates. What I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to use this on the gates, and we'll use the Doom Rocket to explode as much of the actual units as we can. He doesn't have a lot of archers, so we don't have to stress too much about firepower on the walls, and we can always overwhelm them anyway. We are going to sit here for one turn and get ourselves... what can we do? That's 2 turns. That's 2 turns. Yeah, we'll just get the one. That's fine. Continue siege.
Close in on death time.
Now, something you need to be really cognizant of, guys, when you're doing this is you do have this, right? So you are going to get a rebellion here. It is going to happen. You need to be aware of that. And just, you know, as I said, be aware that it is going to happen. There's not much you can do about it. This is also the reason you need to get this up as high as you can, as quickly as you can, because 6 clan rats, 2 clan rat spears, you know, you got some poison wing goblins, they're going to help, but they're anti-large, and the night runners, very minimal damage, you know. You again need to rush to get to 4, 3 as quickly as possible, and then moving on to 4 as soon as you can. Once you get to here, you're all right. You've got a plague core catapult, you've got a warlock engineer, 2 plague monk sensor bearers. They're going to rip anything up on the walls. Storm vermin with halberds, 2 of those. They're going to hold your gates, and then storm vermin with shields are going to hold on to your walls. Rat ogres again going to be holding your gates. Gutter runners going to put out a bit of damage, and then you still got your poison wing bombardiers. So you're not doing too badly at this stage. Yeah, it's fairly defensible. It takes a fair amount of an army to take it out. Once you get to, once you get to level 3, you actually get 1 plague core catapult, and you get a warlock engineer, which is really important because obviously, as you know, leadership with the Skaven is a problem. So having a leader there, if you're getting besieged, is extremely important. These guys are only going to wait so long before they come after you. So you've kind of got to do this quickly. You can't afford to stuff around too much here, otherwise you'll get stuck there and they'll keep building, and then you'll have these 2 really strong powerhouses either side of you. You can still win. It's not a massive issue. You can definitely still win. You total in your base for about 15 turns, just building, Skaven Blight, building, getting to a point where you've got fairly good army, and then what's going to happen is they're going to jump on you. You're going to have like 3 or 4 armies hitting you, but you're going to have the garrison plus a decent army, and you're going to be able to fight them off. You are going to get a lot of XP. You're going to get a lot of you're going to get a lot of food out of it. It's going to be pretty good, but you're just going to turtle in the base until about 2025, and then you're going to finally start hitting out. Now, during that time, while you're turtling in here and you're just basically defending, what you are getting is you've got the menace from below advantage. They're coming to your territory, so you're getting to fight them. You can send your warlock out to start putting things under cities, which will give you cash and stuff. And that is one way to do it. The other way to do it is the way I'm doing it here. You take Tabarro, you take a Stalia, Bill Bailey, turtle in here a little bit and get your 3 up. Jump back in when you need to defend here. So one of the other things that you can do now, you know that you've got 15, so this is going to go to 78, and then you're going to be jumping. So about 2 turns, you're going to get a rebellion here. So something else that you can do, once you get a bit of cash up from the next turn, is get yourself another lord and just create a little Skaven slave army in here, just to buff your defenses here and give it a little bit extra. Yeah, so you've got 2 turns until surplus here, so then that'll take another 4 turns to build, so you've got 6 turns. You're going to have a rebellion well before that. So popping so whatever you've got now, that there is all you've got. So just getting more units to pop up on the walls and a leader to hold the gates, pretty good. Also, having just a warlock engineer that has just a heap of Skaven slaves with him, you can just use that as sort of a fodder army to just, I mean, it's overwhelming in numbers and cheap numbers. That is the Skaven go-to early game. To be honest, it's the Skaven go-to all game.
It's suited to war fight mode.
Okay, and we're back. So our Taskmaster's platform has been constructed. So we're going to be able to do that next turn. We will get our clan rats first up, and then we'll get our food. Generates 1 food. Devious plans comes from the rubbish pit, so we will need to get that going as soon as we can. We also have this here, but we're not going to do that right this second. What we're first going to do is we're going to go get that lord I was talking to you about. Now, when you're looking at the lords, one of the ones you really want to get, if you can, if you're lucky enough to get one, this is a good one. So leadership plus melee attack. Remember, this is going to be a slave army to start with. This lord is we're going to hopefully keep him. And he's going to start with as a slave army. The two that I would go is either this one, but then you'd keep him as a slave army. Or, if you can get it, there's one called Warpstone Hoarder. And basically what that means is you get, I think it's like basically a smaller bonus or discount to warp fire throwers and all that. So getting him up early on will give you a big discount when you go for your next army. But at this point, we're just going to recruit this guy. It's 2 to 7, but remember, we've got that plus, I think it's 3. So we're going to recruit him straight away. We're at 7, so that was good. We're going to go straight into Skaven Blight, and he is just, his only purpose in life is just to sit there and be basically just fresh cannon fodder for the walls, yeah? They just need to hold stuff, and it's just extra troops. Now, we're here. We can get into this battle now.
Mass destruction.
All right, we've got our ram. We're going to throw in a couple of these. We probably won't need them, but we'll do it anyway. So let's do the attack. So as I said, one of the important factors is horde mentality. Clan Scryer later, like just a little bit later on, will be all about that range, just blowing things up from range, stopping it from coming to you as long as you can, and just whittling it down. That is really what they're about. But early on, all Skaven campaigns are about just mass horde, just enveloping your enemy. It doesn't matter that they're going to run away, because you're just going to have more and more and more, and just wave after wave. If anybody plays Vermintide, then you'll know, yeah. Vermintide 2, it's just layers of chaff. This isn't too bad. I could gamble it, but I think we'll just start deployment. Now, as I said to you before, magic plays a big part in this, so it's something to be aware of. We are playing Legendary, guys, so I have absolutely no compunction whatsoever with making sure that I take as minimal fire as I can. There's a nice big open field here. We're going to use that Doom Rocket to our maximum effect. So we're going to want to take this one here. So we're going to go to the left. Here's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to go right there. Up. No. Go over here. Right. So you just grab that one guy. You're going to pop him up here. Oh, hang on. He's going to go straight there. Ready to go into the gates. We're going to leave a Skaven slave here and a Skaven slave here. They are purely fodder, guys. They're there just to defend this so it gets to the walls. That's their only purpose in life, their only value to us whatsoever. We're going to pop these guys up tight. They're going to be taking it only from one. Hopefully it'll get deflected. Well, it probably will get deflected because we're moving this forward. So these 2 towers will be attacking the Skaven slaves. That's very important. We're going to pile up in here. We're going to keep ourselves as hidden from any other towers as we can. And then we're going to move in when the time is right, basically. Pop the rest of them here. Yeah, these 2 are there now. You are going to sit in the middle of them. You're going to sit in the middle of them. You are going to... you're going to go in and just tear shit up with some backup after them. So I'm going to pop you over there. The 2 lords basically are going to go up and stand either side. They're going to give big buffs to this. But let's pop one there. And one here. They're going to be throwing down as much lightning and shit as we can give them. Cool. All right. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's start the battle. Straight away, we'll get that going. We move this guy up here. He is just going to sit right there. He's going to sit right there. And that's their only real reason for living. Ikit's going to move up to there, and you're going to move to there. So he does have most of his archers up on the wall. What we're looking to do is just get them all nice and bunched in here, as closely knit as we can. We're gonna save our Doom Rocket until everything's in here, and then, yep. So they're going after Skaven slaves. That's fine. That's fine. No issue there. As far as these guys are concerned, we're gonna move them to here. No, just want you. Pop you there. You there. Warlock Giselles. Need you to be shooting. Yeah. Okay, you're there. Okay, now what we can do is start throwing up warp lightning on those walls. I'm gonna get rid of those archers as quickly as we can. Okay. Okay. Pop you in next to the wall. There we go. Okay. They're gonna make it, that's fine. Most of the damage is going to the slaves, which is fine. Okay. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to clear the walls as much as we can, because I want to try and just don't want all that firepower raining down on us. Still hitting the slaves, which is fine. Okay, now we're going to move those Doom Flayers up to here. Okay, can I get you shooting these guys? Okay, now, what we're going to do here is try and bunch them all in as much as possible. Right. Here they go, they're bunching up, they're all going to attack him now. And then we're going to throw that in there. We're going to get rid of as many of them as we can while they're nice and clumped up. Okay, we got rid of the Lord, the whole lot. Everything's good. Alright, so now we can just roll in at our leisure. Cool. Roll your stronger units in first. In. Okay, we're going to roll the slaves up the walls. Might be thinking, why are you rolling the slaves up the walls? Well, they're just fighting archers, so they're just there to do that, basically. That's their only real purpose. We just want to keep these guys occupied as much as we can. Keep them away from blocking the gate as best we can. Let's move in. And we're going to hit that top. Yep, okay. Get him, Ikit Claw in there. Oh, he's up on the walls. Okay, that's cool. That's okay. Okay, they're all bunching up quite nicely. Just whack that in there. Yeah, very nice. We'll leave this for now. Okay, all bunching up. Okay, yep.
Ikit
Over and over again. Beautiful, just smashing them. Now we need to get our Giselles.
Go, run, go!
Just pop them there for now.
As planned.
We don't want them in the doors right yet. Or just yet, I should say. Yeah, they're up on the walls. Slowly fighting away.
Storm demon.
Where are you? Oh, you're down there, okay. There we go.
Casting death pay.
And on top of that.
Complete charge.
And on top of that. Okay, just smashing them, really good. All right.
Got a vermin tide. The Skaven slaves. Yes, yes.
There we go.
Ready, ready. Die, die, die.
There we go. So far, so good. Let's pop a unit here. And they'll just close in. Hit them from the rear. Drop their leadership. This guy in here now. He'll start cleaning up.
Warlock engineer.
Weaken up this line over here.
Spell casting. Retreat, retreat.
Okay.
Back underground.
Now these guys can't get on the walls, which is sad because that would be awesome. But unfortunately, they just can't. So it is what it is. All right, so we're doing pretty well. We've taken this tower by the looks of it. We got anybody? Oh yeah, that's cool.
Skaven scourge.
He's doing well. He's doing well. Man rats, our Skaven slaves are overwhelming their walls, so that's all right. Yeah.
What? Our tile's yours. At once.
Busting through now. So let's put him on there. Just bust it out there. Make sure they don't come back and start shooting us.
Yes, yes. Attack!
And we're after those archers.
Guide us, Old One.
Okay. Walls are all but ours. And that's really it. What have we got here? Pistoliers. We'll deal with them. Okay. Our clan rats are mopping up here.
Claw on button.
Let's get in there. Get in there.
Explode, yes.
Broken. Shattering. Shattering. That's it. Army losses. We've got a shatter, and that's it. We've now taken Magita. So nice. We'll end it there. End the battle. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. So again, 184 kills for Ikit, 79 on our warp lock there. You got 128 out of the Doom Flayers. These guys really didn't do much. Unfortunately, they're great units, but when it comes to, I mean, they can snipe out stuff on the walls, but even with those shields, they're going to get sniped back, and I'd rather just not have them take that much damage. We can do it old-fashioned way without having, we're just overwhelming, using our warp lightning. Later on, we'll have more of these guys and we'll have to use them because we'll be using up more of the troops here. That's the trade-off you get with Scryer. But, I mean, you saw how effective that Doom Rocket was. It deleted their leader straight off the bat. I dropped it right on his head along with all the rest of his units, and it just deleted them. So it's an equalizer.
Steal things.
Now this one here, again, you might be thinking, okay, so let's go down like this. We'll do it to level 3. It's going to put you into here, and that's not good. You're better off, honestly, just doing this.
More lab nests here.
You can always grow it, yeah? Oh, cool, we got armor gained. So armor 6, wars 6, yeah, it's very nice. Leadership of 4 when fighting men, income from all buildings plus 10, very nice. Siege tower, plus 1 siege item constructed enemy hero, that's nice. Campaign movement range plus 8, and the recruitment, very nice. So, okay, so we've now secured 2 of these, and we've now got 2 of these ports, which are really, really good. We're going to go straight to level 2 on this one. Spend a bit of cash, but that's okay. We've got our units building in here, which is nice, and we can now afford to go up here to get us a little bit more cash happening in there. So pretty good so far, and I think that'll do us for our first episode. So we've got Skaven Blight up to, I think we're level 2, moving towards level 3. Hang on, before I do that, guys. We're going to go with the Warp Lightning, because we want to go to Fear, because with 2 of these guys doing it constantly, Fear is going to be really good. It's just going to keep hitting that Fear button, which is nice. Okay, so that'll do us for episode 1 in our Ikit Claw Legendary Mortal Empires campaign. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, guys. This is pretty much how I would start the campaign. There are other ways to do it, of course, but this seems to be the most effective. I've been playing this campaign for a little while. I know that Skaven Blood only came out, but I've been using Cyranosis Faction Unlocker to be able to play this for some time. So the only difference, realistically, is you've added a couple of units, and there's some bits and bobs with bits and pieces here. Now we are on the next episode going to get ourselves a rebellion in Estalia, so that's going to come at me down here, which is fine. We're going to be looking pretty good for that. So we're doing pretty well. We'll need to make a new Doom Rocket obviously at some stage, but other than that, guys, if you have enjoyed, as always, please do smash that like button for me. Leave a comment. I love discussing, are you loving the Skaven? What do you think of Ikit? Any feedback for me? Great, I love talking with you guys, so please do leave some comments down below if you feel like it. If you're new around here, then do click up that subscribe. I'm a very little channel. I concentrate primarily on Warhammer content. I do a bit of RPG type stuff, but mostly Total War, Mordheim, City of the Damned, anything, Vermintide 2, anything to do with Warhammer PC gaming, I tend to do it. That's my channel's primarily based around. So I hope you have enjoyed bits and pieces. If you really do like it and you want to support the channel, you can check the links down below and hit up the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You can help to keep me going, basically. Outside of that, again, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you on the next episode. Yeah, bye.
Yeah.